Check the description for the following discount codes. This video is going to be kind of like a news video, you might say, because there's lots of things I've got coming in for review and to be tested, and I thought I'd just share it with you kind of ahead of time, give us all something to look forward to. Now, the first product was two products actually from a company here in the UK called Simhound, and they're currently producing sim racing gloves, and I've reviewed some sim racing gloves recently that were terrible, so it'd be nice to see what these are like. They do look nice, and they're way cheaper than what those Sparco Hypergrip ones were as well. In fact, we'll get some screen capture on the go, and then you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So this is the Simhound website, and I actually really like, this is completely irrelevant, but there'll be waffle in this video obviously. Well, I really like the Simhound logo. I think it looks quite cool. The dog, obviously the hound, and the steering wheel, and even potentially the bottom of the hound himself, I'm going to assume it's a him, could even be a wheel distorted under acceleration, perhaps. A bit like Sonic the Hedgehog when he revs up, if you're familiar with that. Anyway, I like the logo. So they've got the gloves. Let's take a quick peek at these. They do look particularly nice. I like the black and white choice of colour primarily here. I don't know what other colours we've got available, if any, at the moment. This is a relatively new company. It looks like we might just have these colours available. There's the sizing chart, which is super handy as well. But these are only, if I remember rightly, £18.50 at the moment, down from 25 quid, which is a great price because those Sparco ones that I bought were like £55 or something ridiculous, and they're awful. And then I went and got those the Sparco Mecha 3 mechanics gloves. I think they're about 25, 26 quid, and that's what I'm using at the moment because they don't seem to fall apart quite so easily. So these are really well priced. I'm really keen to see the quality and how they feel and fare compared to the Sparco equivalents. So they're quite interesting for those of us that want to wear gloves. Perhaps we've got Alcantara wheels like I have. So the other product I've got coming from these guys is a mid-range aluminium profile sim rig. Now, oh, they also do hoodies. That's nice, should you want a Simhound hoodie. So what's interesting about these Simhound chassis, £295 for the standard silver and black combination that you see here that we're all familiar with. Now, some of you will obviously have noticed straight away that this isn't the same size aluminium profile as the more high-end and expensive rigs like the GT Amiga Prime that I've got in the background there, or a SimLabs P1X or something like that. This is sort of, it looks like half, I think he's, what did he say in the email? I think it's 3090 profile. That might be wrong, it's off the top of my head. But it's quite obviously smaller aluminium profile. Now, the first thing you think about with that is, are we going to get any flex, or any wobble, or is it going to feel as solid as those higher end rigs? And of course, that's what we'll find out when one comes in for testing. But to help with the fact that these are not as big as those more expensive ones, they've used 6mm plates. You'll see where I'm just moving my mouse around here. In fact, it looks like there's a Simhound logo on there as well. Yeah, these plates here at the bottom of the uprights, you can see there's two either side, one on the inside, one on the outside. They are 6mm thick each, and they're held in by 2, 4, 6, 8 bolts either side. That is really going to help with the rigidity of this upright section here, because the cheaper aluminium profile rigs that you see out there with this sort of size profile often just use profile 90-degree corner brackets to hold these uprights in place, and that will allow side-to-side wobble primarily, and potentially a little forward and back, but most noticeably left to right wobble. And of course, you don't want that on a wheel deck. And the same looking at the front here, same 6mm plate, and this is a 90-degree corner bracket that simply goes to a small upright for the pedal deck. So, almost, it actually says so on the website, well engineered, not over engineered. That could even be over engineered just to support a pedal tray or pedal deck. But we'll see when it comes in. And again, Adam from Simhound said that these brackets, the pedal tray and the wheel deck have been engineered, you know, to really take high-end equipment. So even though the profile itself isn't the biggest or thickest we've seen out there, the bits that almost matter, the bits that sort of hold things in place, stop them from wobbling around and flexing, are, from what he says, engineered really well. So I'm quite interested to see how this fares when it comes in. And at £295 for the basic one here, that's a pretty reasonable price to get the flexibility of aluminium profile, you know, the customizability, whatever the word is, at that price. So we'll see how it fares. I'm really keen to see this. But also, what makes this unique here at Simhound is that you can choose all sorts of different colours. Now they've got papaya and they've got marinello currently, or you can choose a custom colour from their colour chart and have it, you know, almost whatever you want. Oh, 3060 profile they're using. It says it down here. There we go. Well engineered, not over engineered. And I think, from memory, it was something like 30 quid or 35 quid to have a custom colour, or is it 30 quid? I should really have tried to remember this. Okay, so it's £35 for one of the colours they already offer, and perhaps then it's in my email somewhere. The custom colour was a little bit more than that, but still very reasonable. It must be sort of 50, 60 notes, I think. But let's take a close up of this is the papaya. So papaya and blue. It reminds me a little bit of Windows XP, but from what Adam said, these two that are available at the moment, these two. So in fact, before I waffle on some more, the next picture here has the feet attached, and with aluminium profile, you can also just screw casters into the T-nuts as well, should you need them. So this one's first picture is no feet, second picture is feet, third picture is feet and with your sort of typical bucket seat brackets at the back here. And then this one is the same thing but without the feet on. So just showing you the different possible configurations there. Then we get on to the Marinello, which is obviously a really vibrant red. And again, in the email, he said these current colour options are sort of motorsport themed. So you might recognise the colour schemes. But it's interesting to see a sim manufacturer offering, you know, quite sort of in-your-face colour schemes. It's very different for your normal aluminium profile setup. So that's quite cool to see. And you could have it all sorts of funky colours, you know, if you wanted to. But again, same thing with and without feet. So, and then we're back to the normal one. So I'm looking forward to getting particularly this rig in because the price point is really good. And also having a little play with the gloves as well. They're sort of secondary really, but this could well be, because there are some other manufacturers that do smaller profile sized rigs out there. I think SimLabs actually do one, or is it Track Racer? I can't remember now. But they tend to still be reasonably expensive. So we'll see, you know, what we really get for the money when that comes in. But that's Simhound, and I look forward to having those products in, and I appreciate being contacted and given the opportunity to review them. Next thing I want to talk about, I got an email from Sim Racing Studio today, and some of you will be familiar with them. You might have bought their shake kits or their wind simulation packages, which we've been through before. They're releasing a new Hurricane wind sim package, which has 30% more power, more wind speed, than their normal double the fan package. Now the normal SRS double the fan package has what I'm going to call plenty of wind. And I was about to say you almost couldn't want for more, but ultimately you can have as much as you want, can't you? And more is always better. So 30% more wind, that means, you know, when you're, let's say you're flat out at 170 miles an hour in whatever your chosen sim is right now, and your wind sim's on full blast, add another 30% onto that, it's really going to be pushing the old face back potentially. And what else this comes with? So their normal ones are 3D printed. This isn't 3D printed, it's injection molded, I believe. It says solid plastic, but injection molded or blow molded perhaps. So it'll have a slightly nicer finish. Their 3D products do still have a good finish for 3D printing, but this will be slightly nicer. It's also ready-made to accept 3-inch tubing or ducting. And can you see it in the background? No, you can't quite make it out. But my rig, some of you will have seen, I use ducting because I like to keep the fans down by my feet. Oh, my mic cable. Down by my feet. So the sound of the fans spinning isn't pointing straight at my ears, sort of thing. So it's nice that this comes with that already available. You can choose to have the ducting sent with it, or you can buy it without. And then there's the tip. They have what they're calling the tip of the tube. Things always going wrong when I speak. They're doing a 3-inch tip tube. So for those of you that want to put what it basically is an air straightener to go on, not hair straightener, an air straightener to go on the end of your 3-inch tube. So that will speed up the air that comes out of the tube. And again, now this is interesting because 30% more speed. I wonder whether that takes into account using this tip or air straightener as it actually is, or whether it's 30% more speed without the air straightener, because air straighteners increase speed. That's their purpose. So that's interesting. But yeah, that's there as well. It also comes with, and this is pre-order at the moment, which is why these pictures are all sort of CAD pictures rather than actual photographs. So forgive them for that. It's not actually available just yet. September is when they're expecting to get it out. So it is available for pre-order. There is a pre-order discount here by the looks of it of 20 quid or $20, sorry. Whatever that would be in pounds, 15 quid, should you want to pre-order one. And also I have a discount code, which will be in the description. I'm assuming, and I haven't checked, that will actually take even more money off of this. So worth going through the process to see what the final price is. But yeah, that's a pre-order discount. And they do interest-free credit as well. Oh, very nice. So yeah, there'll be an aluminium profile adapter plate, which will allow you to obviously bolt it to aluminium profile rigs much easier than you would be able to otherwise. And then they also have a GoPro tripod, almost couldn't say that, adapter. So should you want to put the fans on tripods either side of your rig, you could do that as well. So it's nice to have a few options here. But as they've announced this for $200 as it stands right now, they've also discounted their existing fan packages. So the double the fan that was $200 is now $180, and the double the fan tube edition that was $300 is now $270. So some reasonable discounts there. And as I say, the original packages do have plenty of wind. So should you not quite want to spend, you know, I was about to say, if you don't want to spend $200 for the new one, buy the old one. There's such a small difference in price. I'd just pre-order the new one because more wind is better as far as I'm concerned. And I probably get I would get the tube and everything with it. But I've got this coming in for review, so we'll see just how much more powerful it really is compared to the original version that I also have and have reviewed. So that's everything from Sim Racing Studio. The next product we've got to talk about is an accessory for the Oculus Quest or Quest 2 or the Rift S. And that is a magnetic gun stock sort of rifle setup, a bit like the Pro Tube type things. Now this is £41, it's on Etsy. I believe the people making these are from Poland, judging by the email. Now they got in contact, they said, do I want one to be sent over for me to try out? And I was humming and hawing because I was like, it looks a touch DIY in its nature. But I thought, well, you know, people might stumble across these on Etsy, and for 41 notes, they might consider it because Pro Tube equivalents are stupid money. So I thought, yeah, do you know what? Let's get one sent over and we'll see what it's all about. So we'll see what this is like when it comes in to use with the Quest 2, because I do like a first-person shooter on Quest, and we'll see how well the magnetic mounts actually work for, you know, breaking away those controllers to reload or to throw a grenade or, you know, or to pull your pistol out or something. Be interesting to see how they work. So yeah, that's that. Then we've got, oh yeah, the Fanatec CSL DD. Obviously a lot of you will know this is coming out toward the end of the year. The guys at Digital Motorsport, where I bought my Fanatec DD1 from, have said that they have one coming in themselves that they're happy to lend me for a review. Now, they've got one coming in because they like to spend some time, when a new product comes out, they said they like to spend time with the new product, getting to know it, and so they can offer proper customer help and support once it's launched and once they're selling it. And also, should it turn out to be a ropey piece of crap, they wouldn't stock it. And I thought that was quite nice to hear from someone that's essentially just a retailer. They're not a manufacturer. They sell all sorts. In fact, let's have a quick look at their site here. The brands so here's some of the brands they sell: Cube Controls, Fanatec, Grid Engineering, Who's Involved, Next Level Racing, OMP Pro Sim, blah, 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 SimUQ, SimLab, SimTag, Sparko, SimCraft, Thrustmaster. So they're not, they have no allegiance with anybody. So I thought it was quite nice that they take the time to get a product in and spend time using it and getting to know it themselves before they then punt it out to people like you and me. But yes, they've said they'll lend me the one that they get in for review, and hopefully that will be in the next few weeks. Rob from Digital Motorsport said he's going to chase up Fanatec today about it, because he hasn't, he's chased him up a little bit in the past and it's yet to materialise. So we shall see, and hopefully it will be a final version, a retail version that we get, rather than the pre-release that Boosted Media got. Because whilst it's nice to have a pre-release and have a little play, what we really all want to know about is what the final release is that we're all going to get our hands on. So hopefully it will be a final release we get in, rather than a pre-production model. But we'll see, we'll find out. But I thought that was quite nice. Also, I have also asked him about the CSL pedals as well, see if we can get those in. But I think that about wraps everything up today. Some interesting stuff from Simhound in the way of sim rigs and gloves. Some more wind, some more fanage from the boys over at Sim Racing Studio. Some magnetic gun stocks for the Quest. We'll see how they do. And then of course the Fanatec CSL DD as well from the boys at Digital Motorsport. Again, these guys, in my experience, do give good prices, a great customer service, and if you are in the UK like me, or even other areas of Europe, I'd recommend sort of hopping over there and having a little look if you are in the market for stuff like this. There is a link in the description. It is affiliated, so it helps the channel. If you happen to be wanting to buy something, that would be appreciated. Anyway, any questions, stick them in the comments. Any feedback, anything you think perhaps you'd like me to try and review or get hold of if I can. I don't have like big commercial contacts or anything like that. The boys at Digital Motorsport, I just bought a DD1 from them, and they got in contact and wanted to sort of do a few bits and pieces. So I'm like, well, that's really nice of them. And the same as like, Sim Racing Studio as well. I bought something from them years ago, and now they're like, here, Carl, we'd like you to review these bits and pieces. So yeah, I can't sort of contact Thrustmaster and say, send me something, or even Fanatec directly. I'm only a small channel. But if there are things out there that you guys stumble across, I know I do get the odd email from you all from time to time suggesting things you've stumbled across, and that is appreciated, even if I don't reply to them, because I get probably over 100 forms of contact each day, whether it's email, messages, people trying to add me on Facebook, people trying to message me through Facebook, and again, Facebook is private. It's for my friends, for my family. It's not for YouTube work. But yeah, so even if I don't reply to you, I do try and read everything. I do try and reply to as much as I can. So thank you very much for all your input. And I think that's about it for today. As always, take it easy and see you next time.